Am I the a-hole for calling my girlfriend a dumbass and taking away her key after she almost burned my house down? My girlfriend wanted a pizza. I have really good frozen pizzas from a local Italian market. They are made fresh and, if you do them up on a pizza stone, they come out perfect. I have made these for us many times. It is a simple process. You take the pizza stone and put it in the oven, let the oven preheat. Put the pizza on the paddle and slide it onto the hot stone. Once it's ready, you slide the paddle under the pizza and pull it out. Put it on the carving board and cut it. Easy, right? Nope. My pizza stone was dirty. It is scorched, not dirty. So her brilliant idea was to make the pizza on my plastic cutting board, because that way she could just take the cutting board out with oven mitts and cut the pizza without having to use all the tools. I got home to see black smoke coming out of my house and my girlfriend on the phone with 911. My dog is not on his leash and he's going crazy. I go to the front door to see if it's hot in the house or if I can see flames. No flames, no heat. I get to the stove and turn it off. I open the sliding door to let out more smoke, can't get my leash on the way out. The firefighters are there within 5 minutes and the smoke is already dissipating. They go in to make sure, all clear. Thank God. They were there less than an hour. It is covered by the city. If it was over an hour, I would have been charged for the response. My oven is fucked though, and I have a lot of smoke damage to clean up. I told my girlfriend I was glad she was okay, but that she is a dumbass and she wasn't allowed in my house alone for a while. I took her key away. We do not live together, but she has roommates and likes having a big house to herself on her days off. She says that it's a mistake anyone could make and that I'm an asshole for calling her names. Yes, she said those words. She says it's my fault for not just getting microwave pizza and having to eat fancy. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend she is ruining her child's life with the name she gave her? So I, 21 female, have been friends with Lorene, 22 female, for 17 years now and we're really close. She recently gave birth to her daughter and her husband recently told us the name. They decided to name their daughter Juliet, pronounced Juliet, and her middle name is Maria. I thought the spelling was a joke, until she told me they are serious. I told her that with that spelling of a simple but beautiful name is just going to ruin that little girl's life. She got mad and told me to stop ruining her mood and that I'm being mean. I'm completely honest. The spelling is just bad. Nothing else can explain it. Why ruin such a beautiful name by including letters that don't belong there? I texted her yesterday and told her that the little girl will try to change her name or at least go by her middle name since it's normal. She told me to stop texting her, that I'm a bad friend and that I'm being the asshole for making fun of the name. I don't think I am. When I told her that the spelling is just bad, she went crazy. She told me that I'm the worst friend ever and that I would never be able to see her daughter again. After that, her husband sent me an email telling me to stop being so disrespectful. He thinks the spelling is cute and it just makes her unique. Unique, yes, but that's just going to make that little girl suffer and she will probably be bullied for that spelling. I haven't replied and honestly I don't think I'm the asshole here, but I thought I'd ask Reddit since y'all are the best to judge. So, am I the asshole for telling my friend that the name she gave her daughter is bad and will ruin her life? Update. Alright, I get it. I'm an asshole for going after the name more than once. Sorry for that, Lamau. I just sent her an apology text for doing it, yet I did write how she should try to look at it from another perspective. I also send a few screenshots of the comments just for her to see what other people think of it. For your information, I'm supposed to be the godmother, which is why I was extra worried. Lamau, my bad. Update 2. Hello again. I've been asked if there are any updates and yes there are. So I've been talking with Lorene a lot over text and she's slowly starting to notice her mistake. I apologized again and we are good again. We talked about the name and she told me that she won't change it and really loves it, but is slowly understanding why it's weird for others, especially me. Her husband, on the other hand, is still pretty mad at me. He thinks that I took it too far and that my apologies aren't from the heart. I've been asked if I'm still the godmother and yes I am. There were thoughts of changing it, but now that we get along again, I'm back in the role. Back to the husband. He actually blocked me everywhere and is telling Lorene to do so too because he thinks that I'm manipulating and that I'm lying just so we can get close again. Doesn't make sense. I don't know. Well, either way, it's getting better with the relationship, just not with the name. Am I the a-hole for refusing to go back to my parents' house as long as my sister is still living with them? I'm 19, female in college, and when the semester finished a couple of weeks ago I had planned to stay with some friends. But my parents told me they wanted me to come home so bad, and I should spend some time with my family then, and my 15-year-old sister. So I went home for summer break. I didn't really want to be there, because I feel like my parents spoil my younger sister and I find it so annoying, and her attitude can be really annoying. But they're family, you know. It lasted 3 days when I found out my sister had put a camera in my room. I was so mad, and my sister told me I was being such a drama queen and there's nothing wrong with getting some footage of me. She tried to claim it was no different to home movies. My parents were telling me to calm down while I confronted my sister, and they acted like she was a baby who didn't get what she was doing, when she's old enough to know so much better, and she's old enough to be taught at the very least. I ended up deleting all the stuff I found of me on my sister's laptop, and then I went to my friend's place like I had originally planned. My parents thought I was just gone for the night, but I told them I wasn't coming back again. They gave me a few more days, and when they realized I was serious they told me I need to come back home sometimes, and in the heat of the anger I'm still feeling, I told them I won't go back to their house as long as my sister still lives with them. What I really should have said, and what I do feel, is that there's no point for me to go back to them anymore when they value her way more than me and don't seem to give a shit about me. Because seriously, acting like it was no big deal what she did. It was so fucking gross. My parents told me I shouldn't talk that way about my younger sister, and I'm throwing a toddler's tantrum instead of responding to all of this like an adult should. Am I the a-hole for inviting my parents to my house after they didn't respond to my fiancee's medical emergency? My fiancee, Ali, 31, female, is the type of person that calls people 2 or 3 times in a row when she wants to get a hold of them for anything. The first time she did this to my parents, we were driving to a concert, and I asked her to call my folks from my phone. She called. They didn't pick up. She started calling my mom again right away, and I asked what she was doing. My mom picked up right away, worried. Ali asked our question. I told mom false alarm, hung up. She asked why my mom had been irritated, and I explained to her in my family, we only call twice in a row if it's an emergency. Ali has never followed this and will always call them repeatedly for the most mundane stuff. If one doesn't answer, she sometimes call my other parent. All that to say, a couple of weeks ago she broke her leg while working around the house. I was in a workshop for work that day and could only check my phone on breaks. She called my parents since they live a couple streets over, but neither answered their phones. She wound up having to call an ambulance. I got her message about 2 hours after she fell and went to the hospital. She was pretty mad at my parents when I got there. I let them know what happened, and they also rushed to the hospital to apologize and check on her. She didn't want them coming in, so they sat outside for a bit, got her flowers from the gift shop, and eventually went home. I took some time off work to take care of her, and my parents have been offering help as they could. Her sister drove in to help so I could go back to work. Last night, I decided to make a nicer dinner than usual and wanted to invite my parents. I gave her a heads up I was inviting them, and asked if she wanted me to rearrange some of the chairs and tables so we can all eat together. She got mad I wanted to invite them, and is of the mind I shouldn't be wanting to speak with them after they ignored her. Her sister agrees with her and feels I'm putting my parents over my soon-to-be wife. Up until this point, I haven't said anything to her about the situation, but I did then and told her it was a massive fuck-up in communication on everyone's part and time. We all talk it out to put behind us. Neither she nor her sister think she should stop being mad at them. Was I an asshole to invite my parents over? Asked info. My parents were sitting outside for their quiet time when she called. It's not unusual for them to not answer calls, texts, and wait to return them later, and they do that. I myself had to do the 2 calls routine, so they knew it was urgent. Am I the a-hole? Buying flowers is called homework. I was shopping at Walmart, looking for a plastic bag for a single onion. I ran across the flower display and saw a set of roses that I thought were beautiful together, and I wanted my wife to have them. Later that night, I was told that I brought her homework because now she has to do something with them to make them presentable, adding an element that makes them presentable, i.e., baby's breath, greenery, etc. It sounded like either go to a florist or don't bother buying me cheap flowers, or cheap flowers a no-no. For your information, married 19 years.